Welcome to the Collector Cave, and tonight we have a Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man edition from No Way Home. And this is, if you haven't seen the movie, you might want to stop right now and come back afterwards. But this is based off of Tobey Maguire's interpretation from No Way Home, which that movie is now what, boy, a couple years old already? And this is my first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man Hot Toys figure. I'm pretty excited for it. In fact, this is the first Hot Toys figure I reviewed this year on this channel. I haven't had many Hot Toys come in. I have a few on pre-order still, but I've kind of backed off on Hot Toys a bit the past year or two. Just I don't have room anymore, and there just hasn't been a whole lot that I've wanted personally. But I have some on order still, like the Batman '89. A Vader, stuff like that. They'll be coming in hopefully this year. But anyway, getting back to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man edition. This movie, say what you will about Phase 4 of Marvel. I think this was Phase 4. This was probably my favorite Phase 4 movie. I liked all the Tom Holland movies personally. I thought they were good. And, if you've seen the movie, I think it was spectacular and amazing that they had, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire come back, reprise their roles. Same with, Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe, right? Come back. Because, for me, boy, I think for a lot of people close to my age, when that first Spider-Man movie came out, 2002, 2001, whenever it was, that to have that hit, and be good was the start of something. And of course, Spider-Man 2, I think, was peak Tobey Maguire personally, with Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. But anyway, I'm excited because thinking about, the nostalgia behind this, even though the nostalgia is 20-some years old, it's not as deep as like Star Wars for me. This is still awesome. And this box art looks great. You got, Spidey coming through this portal, which I just realized that's the portal he's coming through. You got a Doc Ock arm. You got a pumpkin bomb up here. And then this is nice and glossy. And then this is all like, got like some type of pattern on it. It's kind of rough. It's pretty cool. And then down here, you can see it's figure MMS 661 by Hot Toys. It's the movie Masterpiece Edition. And then on the side, it's a wraparound. So you see Doc Ock's arm come around the side a little bit. On the back, again, some more of this like rough material, but it's got like some type of like metallic paint. It looks really good. And then more stuff about Hot Toys down here. Here's the official licensed product by Disney. Proof that it's, official merchandise. I got this through Sideshow Collectibles, like I get most of my Hot Toys from them. But pretty cool artwork. So let's go ahead and pull this cover sleeve off. I haven't opened this up yet. It's my first time seeing this. Oh, all right. And so here it is with, you can see through this plastic here. I can barely see the Tobey Maguire head sculpt, but it's up there. There's the suit. Man, that looks so classic. That is awesome. Jeez. And then he gets a ton of hands. I mean, Spidey usually comes with a ton of hands, but this is like out of control. That's a lot of hands. This figure doesn't come with a lot of accessories. I wanted to get the I think the deluxe edition that came with the Sandman base, but I missed it, and it was already on waitlist. This was on waitlist when I pre-ordered this. I don't know how long ago. It's been forever. And this waitlist converted, so I just got the figure. Would have loved to have that Sandman base, but I'm just happy to get this figure. And then here it looks like a little bit of electro stuff going on here. Oh yeah, really cool. Look at that cool emblem logo. That is really awesome. This is my first time seeing this. Yeah, really cool box art. I mean, Hot Toys always does a great job with their packaging. So let's get this thing unpackaged and go through some of this in greater detail. Okay, so I took the cover packaging off the plastic, and these are attached on top of that. But here's all the hands he comes with. You lift the hands off. You have a couple extra wrist pegs, which is always nice. Hot Toy gives that to you in case wrist pegs break. I've never personally had one break, but it's cool they give that to you. And then here's the figure. Pull it closer here. Let's scroll and zoom in a little bit. Man, that looks really good. That spider Oh, that feels nice. And that webbing's raised. It's not printed on. It's actually raised. And so is the spider, like a rubbery plastic. And then there's that device. That's the device they were building. What was that for? I think for the portal to send them all back. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. And then he comes with, I forgot it came with this. This is actually cloth too. It's not molded plastic. So that's actually cloth, a cloth mask for unmasking. I love when they give the unmasked mask for the figures. And there's the Tobey Maguire head sculpt. From here, it looks fantastic. We'll see once we get it on top of the figure. But from the promo shots, it looked really good. And then he's got, you know, typical webbing that all the Spider-Man have. We'll get all that stuff out. So let's get this guy unboxed, unpackaged, and take a look at it in all its glory. Okay, and here is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man edition from Hot Toys and everything that he comes with. You know, a bit light for some Spider-Man figures, but still, I think enough for what it is, for what he had in the movie at least. And then every Hot Toys comes with directions. And these are important. If you never own a Hot Toys, I would suggest you read these, because it gives specific directions for each figure. Each figure is a little different. This one says the suit's not detachable, so don't try taking it off. So that's kind of just, you know, common sense, but still, they give you quite a bit. It shows you how to change the head out. We'll get into that. And then it shows you if you want to use any of the web shooter stuff, there's actually web shooters that go on. You take the hand off, put the web shooter on, put the hand on, and then you can plug in the webs that way. Different types of webs. And then it shows you how far the joints can move. So you don't go past that. If you go past that, you have a chance of breaking it. They let you know about that. Same with the legs. And on the back, what we got up here, it shows you the hand that holds the mask. And so if he's unmasked, you can have him holding the mask. It shows the ankles, how they work with their articulation, and then the base and the flight stand. And that base is awesome. We'll look at that in a second. And then they kind of taunted me here because they show the stand, which this is not the version I have, the Sandman stand, the base, and the Doc Ock tentacle. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. I wish I could have gotten that, but it's all right. I don't have room anyway, so. Anyway, let's look at this real quick. I think what everyone wants to see probably is the Tobey Maguire head sculpt. So let's just go right into it and take a look at this thing. It is fantastic. Let me zoom in a bit here. He's got kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. And don't forget, this is Tobey Maguire from like, what, 2021? So he's older. I think this head sculpt, Hot Toys does a really good job with head sculpts. But I feel like lately they've been doing a really good job. I'm trying to see his eyes better. There we go. Yeah, I'm zoomed in ×2. You can actually see the 5 o'clock shadow, some of the hair growing on his cheek and chin. That's awesome. Yeah, I think this looks like him from all angles. I mean, look at that side profile. That is exactly Tobey Maguire. I mean, straight on, looks like him. Right there. Man. You know, I have all these Spidey figures, and if they come with an unmasked head portrait, I'm always using the unmasked head portrait because they look so good. The Tom Holland ones look fantastic, too. I don't have any Andrew Garfield Hot Toys, and I didn't pre-order the one from this movie. I probably should have, but I didn't. But yeah, this looks fantastic. And then let's look at the base, because I think the base looks really neat too. Zoom back a little bit. Look at that base. No Way Home, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And then it comes with a flight rod, not a crotch grabber. Most Spidey figures come with a flight rod. So you can have him like up in the air posing, like he's swinging through the air. And then there's the clamp that goes around him. And these clamps, if you've never seen them, they have foam on them on the inside and on the back so as not to damage the suit. But I will say, as tight as these are, a lot of times they'll leave impressions in the suit if you leave them on there too long. So just a word of warning. Some people put like, I don't know, cardboard or paper between that to give an extra layer. But anyway, and then here's the webs. I don't have them all out. This is to plug on the end of a web, like he stuck it to the wall or the ceiling or something. So kind of cool. This is a web swinging web. And all these webs are reused. Most of Spidey's come with the same webs nowadays. And then you got one shooting out and then one to hold for swinging. And then here's the mask. Actual, you know, plastic lenses, just like you have in the figure. And this is all, the webbing's all raised, just like it is on his suit. It's not printed on, it's not like drawn on or painted on, it's raised, as you can see there. Yeah, really cool. And then this device, I remember it's the cure for Sandman. The three of them were working frantically to get this cure. So that's what he used. He threw it into Sandman. I think he fixed him, I believe. Man, it's been a long time since I watched that movie. But this this wire is actually bendy right here. These rods don't move. They're stuck in that position. They're a little pliable, so you won't break them as easy. But yeah, pretty cool. And then here's all his hands that he comes with. They always do a great job with Spidey for his hands. Like these are wall crawling, you know, thwip hands for shooting out the web. And then there's the web shooters. So you take the hand off, put that on the wrist, and then you can plug in one of the web lines into that. So pretty awesome. But let's now take a look at the figure, because this figure is fantastic. Oh, as he almost falls over. Let me fix my camera a little bit. As you know, with him, a lot of times the suits are kind of like faux leather, and this isn't faux leather, but so this is like some type of like material, fabric. The red is like a fabric. The blue though is some sort of material. It's not like a fabric. It's like a faux leather, kind of like the Tom Holland ones have been. But yeah, not too bad. But if I can zoom in here on the details here. One thing I like about the mask is it's actually, it's not plastic. It is material. And when we go over articulation, you'll see how the head moves in the mask, like it would in real life. You know, there is a seam on top, which they have to stitch it somewhere. It's not very noticeable, although I do see it right there in his forehead. It's almost like that should have been the other way. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how they stitched that right there, but it's not terrible, I guess. You'd think they would have stitched that on the back here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that now that I see that right up there. But I'm not going to have this head on anyway. I can't with that Tobey Maguire sculpt. It's so good. And then, you know, you do have a gap here, which you can't avoid it. If you're going to take it off, you can't avoid it. If this didn't come with the head sculpt, they could have made it all one. That would have been awesome. But it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. And then there's the spider emblem. Let me zoom in ×2. This paint here looks a little almost like rust. That's weird. Huh. Interesting. I guess that's how it's done. That looks so good. Look at that. Look at that spider. The detail. Yeah, it does look really nice. It feels good too in hand. And then there's the red spider on the back. And that's, you know, rubbery plastic that's glued on probably. But overall, man, this looks awesome. You know, I started collecting Hot Toys 2018 maybe. My first Hot Toys was the PS4 Spidey, actually. And so I have a couple Tom Hollands, but I don't have any Maguire or Garfield Spidey. So this is the first for me. I'm pretty excited about it. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way, and we'll go over articulation next. Okay, so the head is on a ball joint, and well, the neck doesn't have, because of the way the neck's designed, there's no ball joint there. So he can look down about that far, and he can look up about that far. As you can see, there's no cut here. It's all underneath this fabric. So as I move the head, you can see the fabric moving like it would in real life. So that's kind of cool. He has a little head tilt, just enough to give him that Spidey look, right? Like that quizzical, like that right there. Really cool. So yeah, there's no ball joint in the neck. It's solid, but that's okay. It's all right. The arms are on ratchets, and they do go up 90. As you can see, the suit bunches up, but because it's fabric, I don't worry about the fabric. I'm more worried about this blue stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. But it does go 90. There is a bicep swivel, and then there is a double jointed elbow, and then the wrist is a ball hinge. And as you can see, the wrists are the hands are plastic, and you can see where the fabric stops, where the ball joint's at, ball hinge joint. That's how it is for most Spideys. It's not too noticeable. It doesn't look too bad. And then the waist, there's not a whole lot. He does bend forward that far, and you can hear the ratchets in the belly. He goes back a little bit farther and he goes forward. And then there's a twist. Twist pretty good. And then it doesn't really go side to side. He does, but he won't stay. So is there a ball joint here? I feel like there's a ball joint in the chest and down here, but he won't stay bent. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. And then the legs are on ratchets. They kick out about that far. As you can see, though, the suit. I'm not too worried about this material, but I would be careful leaving him in dynamic poses for a long time. He kicks forward just about 90. There's a thigh swivel, and then double jointed knees. It gives you about like that. And the ankles are really nice. They're on a ball hinge and a toes articulation. And it's all underneath the fabric. It's all fabric here. It's got a nice rocker for Spidey, which is good. His feet go way down for nice dynamic flight poses. And it's plastic on the bottom, as you can see. And that toe articulation, it's interesting how they do that. It's plastic on the bottom, but it's covered with material, and it turns out it works really well. I like it. So that's articulation. You know, Hot Toys, you know, sometimes articulation is left on the table to be desired, more to be desired, but I don't plan on being too crazy with him, because I'm going to have him with his head sculpt and then holding the mask like he's looking off into the distance. So kind of museum pose. But let's go ahead and pull this head off. I'm going to do this on camera. I'm a little nervous, first time doing this, but I want to show you guys how this is done. I mean, I don't think it's a ball peg, because look how that goes. Let me focus on that. Yeah, they've got this black plastic thing stuck to keep the material folded under so it doesn't come undone. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna do this on camera for the first time live. Okay, and that just, oh, I see how it is. So that's how it looks. Look at that. I think in the past they've done him this way as well. The black suit Spidey, I can't remember. I've seen a review of that, but let's put this on. It actually goes on really easy. Oh man, that looks really good. Yeah, that goes on really nice. That turned out good. Now he's split here, so he does have articulation. He can look up a little bit, but the hair kind of gets in the way, as you can see. He can look down a little bit. You know, not a whole lot of articulation because the way the head's been done, but it's enough. You know, he can turn around and look. So if we get him doing this, oh man, check that out. Trying to get this arm back down again. I think I got it twisted. Yeah, I'll have to mess with that. I got the bicep twisted. But yeah, look at that. His face does look a little shiny. It's like the paint they use. Of course, my light's right here, but it does seem a little shiny, doesn't it? But I mean, overall, the sculpt and the paint work is top notch in my opinion. And this is why Hot Toys, you know, cost so much. It's a premium toy for sure. A premium collectible, I should say. Not even a toy. These are not toys. In fact, the age is like 15 and up on this. So there's your disclaimer, right? I could look at this all day. This looks great. Amazing. So let's go ahead and get a few poses here struck. Okay, and here is Spidey, Tobey Maguire, holding the mask. The hand that they said to use with the mask didn't really work too well, so I actually used this one. It's kind of an open fist, probably the one that's designed to hold this device to cure Sandman. But I think this one looks better, actually. This hand right here. Yeah, it looks really good. Check that out. Really good looking figure. Zoom in here. Yeah, that head sculpt turned out really good. Man, I have to wonder if actors actually get these. I think, usually toy companies give them a copy. But would Tobey Maguire go on Sideshow and buy one of these? It's like, would it be kind of like having like some type of complex? You buy a figure of yourself, or is it just, man, it's cool, someone made a figure of me? Me who loves action figures. If I was made into an action figure, I would want one of me. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't see Toby going on Sideshow and purchasing one of these. That would be awesome. Tell Tobey Maguire, sorry, you're on a wait list. Sorry, Tobes, you're on a wait list like everybody else. Get in line, buddy. Nah, but that looks really good. Man, super cool. On the website, the promo pics, it makes the suit look a lot darker, not as blue from what I remember looking at. And to me, this suit's definitely more blue than I even remember in the movie. I don't know, maybe this is based off of No Way Home, though. I mean, regardless, I like it. I love the classic red-blue look for Spidey. But yeah, let's just zoom in one more time and take a look at the details in this figure. Excellent. Man, those webs catch the light, the silver webs that are raised on the figure's body. There's the mask with the lenses. I love the way they did the feet. The feet look really good. Excellent job on this, man. Stitch works good, except for the top of that mask kind of bothered me a little bit, but not the end of the world. All right, let's go ahead and try and strike a couple more Spidey poses. Okay, real quick, if you've never had a Spidey figure from Hot Toys, you want to put the webs on. The thwip hands, this right hand and left hand, this piece right here comes off, and then you take the one that is shooting the web and you just kind of pop it in place, like so, like that, and then the web will plug in right there in front. So let me get this on his wrist and then get a web on and get a cool pose going. All right, so here's something of a dynamic pose that you can do with Spidey. I kind of had this with the Night Monkey one, something like this, going over the flame creature, whatever that thing was from the Mysterio movie. But yeah, I mean, you can make him look pretty dynamic for being a Hot Toy. I didn't do a whole lot of crazy articulation here, but using that flight stand, that bendable flight rod, to your advantage, you can really make it look like he's doing some sweet moves up in the air. So as you can see here, he's holding on to this one. It's just kind of going off camera, right? And that's where it ends. And then he's shooting one down. Maybe he's web slinging through the air, or maybe he's in the middle of fighting Doc Ock or Sandman. Yeah, that is really awesome. Check that out. Now, if you do a pose like this, it's going to take up some space in your detolf, though, or wherever you display them. So keep that in mind. But if you don't want just a museum pose like most people have with Spideys, you can do something like this, and it works. You just balance it so that the weight, doesn't flip the stand over. And man, really cool. Stick some of the details in here with this pose. There's where the web plugs in, and this hand's designed to hold one. Hold that web right there. There's a hole running through the hand. Just plug that web into it. Yeah. Yeah, check that out. And then you get those ball peg wrists, the wrist on an angle, so that he can actually get his wrist down like he's flipping them out. I didn't do it too much there, but you can do that. And then you can articulate the ankles to make it look like he's, in flight, jumping through the air, twist his back leg a little bit. So yeah, people that say you can only do museum poses with Hot Toys, man, sky is the limit with your creativity. Some figures are more limited than others, like bigger ones. But someone like this, like the articulation wasn't amazing on this figure, but it still looks great. It still looks really fantastic. So, yeah. And then this stand right here, if you've never owned a Hot Toys, this top cap up here comes off. and then you can slide this peg in. After you loosen it up, there's a little small screw in that clamp that you got to use a small screwdriver with, like here. And then you just loosen that screw up, slide the clamp over that bendable rod, and then retighten it. And then you can see that clamp holding on right there. I think if you put the clamp around the fabric part there, you won't have any damage done over time, I think. Don't quote me on that. But if you put it on the blue, it's possible you have issues with markings, because that blue is not like a linen fabric. It's like a, I don't know, some sort of pleather type. But it's got pattern on it, as you can see. Kind of little dots all over it. Bumps, I guess. Real fine. But man, yeah, this is really cool. So you can look at a bunch of poses, blogger shots, and I think most of these ones you can strike with the Hot Toys. So I think it's pretty awesome. What I want to do now is do some comparisons with other Spidey figures I have. All right, so here is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, next to Night Monkey, as he's called in Far From Home. That's the stealth suit they did for the MCU, and that's a Molten Man down there, that base. I absolutely love that base. It takes AAA batteries, but I just had to change out. Other batteries had died. I've had this thing probably 2 years plus, 3 years maybe. And there's two different functions. To the left, it does like this glowing look. If I turn these lights off, you can probably see it better. It flashes weird in the camera. And then on the other side, it just stays bright the whole time. But super cool piece. That's before USB with Hot Toys, but still, AAA, better than those little batteries they give you. But yeah, so I have them in my detolf like this. Again, dynamic poses you can do. This one's got more armor on it, so it's like more hindered, but you could still get some really cool poses from both of these. So I really like these side by side. Let's do another comparison. All right, so here's the Tom Holland from the same movie there, No Way Home. And this is the one that came with the base. Like I said, I missed out on the Tobey Maguire Sandman base, which kind of bums me out, because I think these side by side in a detolf side by side will look awesome. But they are space hogs. This guy is all by himself in a detolf. I can't really fit two Hot Toys figures in together without it looking really cramped. But he has the Doc Ock claws, bendable arms, pumpkin bombs, some sand down there. But yeah, side by side, man. So these are from the same movie. There's a Tom Holland head sculpt. And that Spidey hood the mask is plastic on that version. But this is the pose I've had him in since I got him. I haven't changed it. As you can tell, this material too. This is actually, to me, I'd be more worried about this material than this material, personally. And I don't, even though he's in a cool looking pose, it's nothing bent crazy on this. So I'm not worried about cracking down the road or anything like that. But yeah, side by side from the same movie, look really good. Really good. All right, here's Tom Holland from Far From Home, the upgraded suit, next to Tobey Maguire from No Way Home. And I think this Tom Holland head sculpt is really good as well. That's why I have him unmasked. Check out that head sculpt. Yeah, this one's a couple years older compared to Tobey. They both look really good. But yeah, awesome. He's got the drone right there. He's got the Sark glasses, which he gives to Quentin Beck. And then he's holding the mask as well. You can see the different color reds, how much more brighter Holland's suit is than the Sam Raimi suit, right? The mask there too. I prefer the brighter red, honestly, but there's something to be said about this look. And they look really good side by side. I feel like I do need to get Andrew Garfield now somehow. It's probably waitlist or sold out though by now. But pretty cool. Let's do one more comparison. All right, here's Classic Suit Spidey from the PS4 game. Absolutely love this figure. I got him reading the newspaper. Usually I have him kicked back, kind of like leaning back in my detolf, but I stood him up straight for this comparison. That figure comes in right at 12 inches. Tobey Maguire comes in at 11.5 inches, same as Tom Holland. they're the same height. So definitely shorter than this classic comic book Peter Parker look. But yeah, man, so cool. Okay, so there's one more comparison we got to do. Oh, Peter, what do we have here? That's right. We have the Hobgoblin. Norman Osborn. That's so awesome. You know, I kind of forgot I had this figure. I got him displayed even. He's just not in a D-Toff because he's so big. I got him out. But boy, seeing these two guys side by side, holy smokes. I really need to take him off the glider to get a better comparison. But man, that Willem Dafoe head sculpt is so good. My goodness, it has rolling eyeballs too. This one does not have rolling eyeballs. They're set in place. Let's get him off his glider and see what these guys look like side by side. All right, side by side, here's Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe back at it, nearly 20 years later. It's so great they got all these guys to return for the movie. I still can't believe they did. I remember, you know, hearing rumors that it was going to happen, and it's like, no way. Tobey Maguire's never going to play Spidey again, never. Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin again, no way. And that they pulled it off, man. These, you know, I never was a huge fan of this version of Green Goblin. I prefer the classic comic look. I don't have the other Dafoe one from No Way Home, the one that looks more like the classic. I missed out on that, and that one went out, sold out fast. Might be a wait list, I'm not sure, but this, you know, it reminds me of like a Power Rangers villain. Sorry to Power Rangers fans, but anyway, you know, Willem Dafoe was awesome, and this, you know, this screen here is see-through, so you can actually see his mouth. I think there's a mouth plate for it. I can't remember. Since I've got him, I've had him pose in the glider with a Dafoe face, because you can't not have the Dafoe face out. But man, side by side, look at these two guys. Look at that. Dafoe is definitely taller. I'd say Dafoe is about 12 inches, I think. And, you know, Maguire's like 11 and a half, which is about accurate. I think Tobey is maybe 5'8", 5'9", same as Tom Holland. Whereas Dafoe, I think, is maybe closer to 6 feet. I can't remember. But, boy, can Spider-Man come out to play? It's so great. Got his pumpkin bomb. You know, now I was thinking about displaying him next to Peter in Far From Home, or No Way Home. But I think I need to display him next to Dafoe. If I had more room, I would keep Dafoe in the glider and strike that pose I showed you guys earlier with Spidey kind of more dynamic in the air with the webs. That would be awesome for a display, but I just don't have room. Don't have room for it. But anyway, boy, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. So is this figure worth it? If you're a Hot Toys collector, if you love Spider-Man, if you love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, then absolutely. I will say it wasn't cheap. I think it was $305. I have a feeling the licensing cost for Maguire's rights are probably up there. Just a suspicion I have. And if you get the deluxe one, it's like $450. It's a lot. It's a lot with the base. So that's a lot of money for a figure. Of course, you know, it's payment plans. I think I had this guy in payment plan for like 2 years or something, so it was paid off a long time ago. But not cheap. But you know, if you're a collector and you know you're into this type of stuff, and that head sculpt does it for you, I think it's really good. I think it's a really good head sculpt by Hot Toys, and you know, you can get some dynamic poses with this figure too. It will pose nicely for you. So anyway, I haven't reviewed a lot of Hot Toys lately. I got a couple more coming, hopefully later this year, if they don't get delayed. It seems like every figure gets delayed nowadays with Hot Toys. This guy was delayed months, I think. It's just kind of like, it's so frustrating. It's how it is, though. Collectors just got to wait years for this stuff. You know, you can get it through other sites. I go through Sideshow because I'm in America, and I trust, even though it takes a while, I trust it. They're good about returns and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want this guy, he's on wait list on Sideshow currently. I don't know if he's available anywhere else. I haven't checked like BBTS. I don't know, but Anyway, I'm excited. I hope you guys like this. Let me know what you guys think about this figure, maybe about the movie. Who's your favorite Spider-Man out of the live action? And yeah, give me a like, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And until next time, this has been Hot Toys Spider Man No Way Home Friendly Neighborhood Spider Man Edition.